What's going on, y'all? Good morning. We're here for the 2023 Association Pre-Agency Show. I'm your host, Dr. Dane Diddy, with our boys, Killonomics, the Knicks tape. Let's talk about what's going to happen today, y'all. Who's excited? Who's excited with me?
Hype. Hyped. I'm not even in the draft, man. I'm like,
I
yo,
know.
giddy right now, bro.
Got no money, no spots.
No money, no spots. Just a
But
spectator, and I'm ready.
yeah, I'm ready,
Man,
man. I'm ready to see
m-
what's going to happen here. How you
my
how you feeling,
energy,
Killer?
my energy is at an all-time high. I'm feeling like Kwame Brown right now. You know, like those sketches
Damn,
where
is that
he's
a good
like
thing?
driving in the
That's
car.
what I'm saying.
I mean, Kwame Brown is straight
Uh,
comedy. So
All right.
I think we're in a good spot. So looking
Why
forward to the
me?
draft.
All right. Well, we've got some interesting dynamics uh in this free agency coming up. A little top heavy. But let's just take a look and see what teams have going on. Are y'all able to see this?
yep.
All right. So, we got our teams. Obviously, three of us are not in this draft. The other is Frankfurt. So we're tax teams, no spots. And at the very top, we've got the Sunroofers. They're the ballers of this draft. But they also have the most work to do with 7 spots to fill. So um, it's going to be interesting to see which direction they go in. We've got a few other managers with some money, but with a lot less spots to fill. And then so it's a little all over the map. Got a couple of people who will be waiting towards the end, or maybe grabbing a player, their player mid draft. We'll see. Um, this could go a lot of different ways. Hopefully, everyone shows up and we have a nice competitive bidding process. Um, any thoughts on where the money is sitting and where you see teams being able to kind of be leveraged?
Yeah.
I'm a,
So I was
I'm,
kind of yeah.
no, no, go ahead. Go ahead, Carl.
I was kind of saying this, before we, started shooting live. A lot of these teams, are like basically playing for playing, right? There's this league right now is just so top heavy. There's like 5 or 6 teams which are going all in to win now. So, as far as like getting some talent, that maybe be a trade piece, for one of the top teams, I think that's going to be important. And so, making sure that, you get a player at a specific price, because, there's only so many top talent players in the free agency pool. So I think it's going to be interesting for teams to try to navigate that kind of dynamic and figure out how to spend, where to spend, things of that sort.
All right. I think I don't know if your audio is coming off a little bit choppy. Maybe that's how's it sounding for you?
It's not bad.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
it's
not
just
bad.
me. Okay. But yeah, I
Um,
think we got you. Do you have
yeah, I'm gonna come
something?
off the top and say Chicago Sunroofers and Van City Grizzlies, they're gonna be in for a surprise, man. This association is different from any other auction draft that I've ever been a part of, right? So whatever, and they're gonna get this advice later, but whatever whatever preconceived notions they have about values of players, toss that thing out the
Yeah,
window.
throw those out.
Toss it out the window. Like right off the
Yeah,
bat.
it gets wild, for sure. So let's go into the players and what's really available out there. I mean, there's a lot of good players available, even though we see some of the first rounders already kind of accounted for. But I'm gonna start with the guards and who I think maybe are the top 5 available. And so right at the top, I got Dame, and he's probably the best player overall available in this draft. Would you guys agree?
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. So I mean, I think there's a few other players that could have probably made this list for guard, and I'm looking at both point guard and shooting guard eligibility here. Is there anyone you guys have any thoughts on these guys, or anyone that you thought maybe should have been on this list?
CP3, as old as he is, he's steady, and this man is going to give you 8, 9 assists. You know what I mean? And that's hard to come by. So, personally, I probably would have dropped McCollum off or Rozier off and put
Yeah,
CP3 up there.
yeah,
Um,
definitely. I mean, that's
yeah.
fair. I think that's fair. What about you, Killer?
Just from a ranking perspective, I think it's Dame, Lillard, and then like the big teardrop, and then James Harden. Mainly because, man, I'm just really worried about what James Harden's performance is going to be this next year. He's also been struggling with injuries the last couple of years. So I'm just not a big James Harden guy, and I think Dame is just going to have a fantastic season. Now playing on the Bucks, I'm really looking forward to that. But I do like Rozier. I think Rozier's got good value. LaMelo Ball is going to be back, right? And we saw Rozier playing some of his best ball next to LaMelo. So that's looking pretty good. And then CJ is on the decline. And Tyus Jones has a promising role with the Wizards, right? If he stays with the Wizards, I mean, he could be, a top assist, getter in the league. Talking about 8 yards a game potentially, and one of the best assist to turnover ratios in the NBA right now.
So speaking of Tyus Jones, were you surprised to see him in the pool? Because I mean, he was at a $23 value, I think it was, and I was a little surprised to see him available. But what were your thoughts there around that?
I think this goes back to Nick Tate's comment about Chicago Sunroofs being new to the league and like trying to understand like player values. But that was a deep discount. I think to give up somebody that's giving you that many assists at that value, I think there's going to be deep regret.
Yep. Definitely agree with that one.
Riddle me this, Dane. What values do you suspect these players will go at in the draft?
Yeah, let's talk about that in a little bit. I want to run over to a couple of the other positions first.
Hold up, real quick before we jump over, Derek White. What do you guys think about him? There's no Marcus Smart over there, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like he's gonna take off. Like he's been ready to pop for a few years now, and it's like, all right, he's been showing up, but hasn't really pop. So I personally feel like Derek White is gonna be one of the hottest targets this year, or hottest players this year, biggest
Yeah.
jumpers. So
Yeah, Derek White and CP3 are the two guys that I looked at and said, oh, I think they could easily have made this list. The reason I didn't put him on CP3 one particular is his age and his role. I think the numbers that you might project for him are realistic. I just don't know what the minutes look like for him. I mean, I expect him to play a lot. It's hard, it's hard to say. I mean, but he should be racking up the assists for like with all those weapons around him.
Around, yeah.
But he's never really played with a guy like Draymond.
Draymond's out for the first
the
6
other,
weeks.
oh yeah, he's gonna be out for a
It's going
while.
to take him a little while to play with him.
Yeah.
So
It's gonna take him a while, but then I take that back because he played with ball dominant Harden, and that worked out. Still kept his numbers and all that. So I just don't know where he is in his decline and what his body can sustain. So I didn't put him on this list. This is a keeper league and sort of dynasty format. So I'm not looking at him as a high valued asset right now, but he definitely can. I kind of put him in the same bracket as like a Brook Lopez, who can be very productive, be a great fantasy asset, but not really one that you're like dying to have. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So,
Okay.
all right, let's move on to the forward category, and And right at the top, I got the boy Hemi Butler, and a couple of other guys that really can play. Very versatile players in this on this list. Really all across the board, they can play multiple positions. But I'm gonna put a few of these guys in the forward category just because that's just what it is. That's where they are. So what do you guys think?
So on this one, we don't have a lot of like young up and coming forwards that we can look at, right? These are all established dudes. They have their warts that are very well documented. Um, Personally, I would put Cat above Jimmy on this one.
Mm.
But as far as that list goes, I think you nailed it. That's pretty much the list.
Yeah,
I've spent the most time looking at this position, mainly because I'm in the market hopefully for power forward or forward position eligible player, and I have a tough time figuring out who to value more between Karl Anthony Towns and Jimmy Butler. I mean, I kind of like Jimmy Butler more still here, mainly because of the Emmy factor, and also because Dame's not coming there, right? So, there's the opportunity for his numbers to still be as good, if not better, than last year. I mean, the biggest thing you worry about with Jimmy is can his body sustain a full season. Um, but I mean, you can say that's a similar question, with Karl Anthony Towns, who's been struggling to be healthy, the last couple of years. So yeah, I think I mean, I personally have Jimmy Butler ranked ahead of Karl Anthony Towns. Um, and yeah, just the rest of the list is exactly how I teach you.
Yeah, so I mean, I imagine you've gone a little bit deeper in this category than others have, Killer. So is there someone not on this list that like who are you looking at as a potential sleeper in this category?
Oh man, let me
Give us the secrets, man.
so killer secrets. Um, so Reed is a player I'm gonna be coming really aggressive for. And
Pause.
there's a number of
Is that Paul
there's a
Reed?
number, yeah, Paul Reed. So and there's a number of reasons why I'm gonna be targeting him. Two, I suspect he's gonna be inexpensive. Three, it's a skill set, right? Like he's a power forward that can give you steals, blocks. Like his per 36 numbers are, off the charts. And also like you've heard kind of the offseason comments with Nick Nurse, being really excited about expanding his role in Philadelphia's offense. And so I just think like he's gonna have a breakout season. Nurse likes to play guys, 35 plus minutes. So I think it's gonna be, I think he's gonna be, I think he's gonna be a beast this season. And right, like, maybe Embiid ends up in Madison Square Garden or another team, right? Because Philly and Morey can't figure out a way to, bring in another player to make Embiid happy. So they end up having to like full rebuild. So I just think there's just like a lot of um, opportunities or options where Paul Reed can just explode.
Well, I like
So I
it.
feel Reed is a good one.
Mhm.
I don't think Embiid gets traded. I think there was something that came out recently that said Embiid has committed to Philly no matter what, give them the opportunity to retool around them. Um, of course, that could be BS, but I feel like Embiid is going to try to play the role of the Dames and the Kobe's of the world. Well, not Dames anymore, but the Kobe's of the world, where they stuck with their team basically. Um, and but I do think that Embiid is due for an injury, and I'm kind of worried about that. Like he's been very durable for for him over the last couple of years.
I'm saying
So
I don't like this. I don't like this.
yeah.
Well, Embiid hasn't necessarily been I mean, he's been durable from a fantasy perspective, right? But his body has broken down
Mm.
every single playoffs. Like he's gotten
Right,
hurt
right.
the
That's true.
last two
That's
or
true.
three playoffs, where he's, played, a massive amount of games for the regular season. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, man, yeah, you gotta send me the sources on that about Embiid. Happy to be part of the retool
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
yeah,
I'll dig it up. I'll dig it up. I'll
I,
dig it up.
I'm
Okay.
not buying that, man. I feel like he's looking for houses in like New York, Miami,
Yep,
right? Like
yep.
I could see those two teams surprising us and putting together a package
Mm.
where they can possibly get his services.
All
Well,
right.
Miami would be really difficult. Knicks have the assets.
All
Yeah.
right. Fair enough. So let's really quickly move on to the centers. And we could have had a couple of the same names that we had on a previous list, but I decided to just make this strictly center eligibility. And some of the guys that we see here, Miles Turner, Gobert down there, Vooch, what do you guys think? Who some guys that you think could have made this list as well?
Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah,
Mitchell
definitely.
Robinson. You
Sure.
The worst center in New York. The worst center in New York.
That was
Come
a setup
on,
for you. That was a
That was
setup
a
for you.
low blow.
come,
That was
come
low.
on, man.
That
Come
was low.
on.
Oh man.
That was
The
low.
worst center in New York.
That was low. So
Uh,
what do you guys feel? What do you guys think about Vooch this year? A lot of people are down on him. I'm not one of those people, but I think people are a little bit it feels like I don't know, the lingo is a little bit moving away from Vooch being a impact player in fantasy this year. I don't know. What do you guys think?
People just bored. They just want something new. They're tired of, the steady guy that gives you, a double double, good percentages.
Yeah.
Just, kind of top 40, right? Like his floor is like, even if he
mhm.
has some sort of decline, like he's still going to be a top 40 player.
Right.
More than likely a top 30 player with the upside to possibly being top 20. I mean, he's just a very
Steady.
good basketball player.
Yep.
Like he doesn't
Yep.
really kill you in any category. He's just
Right.
boring.
Yeah.
And he gives you assists, right? So like really, he's one of those centers that is just if you have him, chances are you know what he's worth, right? But he has no trade value because no one else seems to understand what he's about. But
No,
you
I'm a
know, and
big Boots fan.
yeah,
I haven't had him on the team for a couple of seasons, but I would love to roster him if I could. So yeah, anyone on this list that you're a little bit lower on than?
honestly, I think just the center position as a whole in this league, it is a tough position to get any value out of, right?
Yeah,
So like you see Mitchell Robinson sitting in the pool right now, and he wasn't super expensive. I think he was like 60 bucks or something like that. Um, but a lot of these players people don't want just because they only have the center availability in this. In this specific league, you need to have multiple availability in order to, or position availability in order to be really worth your weight in salt, so to speak.
right. Yeah. Center position is definitely tough in this league, and we've got a lot of them available, and then a lot of them pooled in certain places, Brooklyn.
Mhm.
So I guess you won't be looking for a center, Kyle, so you don't have to worry about that. But you're always welcome to.
Wait. Wait,
Here we
wait.
go.
Just 1 second. Because
Okay.
um because I will get a center if they come at the right price. And I'm suspecting that the centers might go for underneath
Oh,
what their value or worth is. But
I
Oh, for
assume
sure.
so.
yes,
I assume so. I assume
I
you
am an
would be.
enforcer.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Good to know. So let's just go around the league real quick. We're just under 15 minutes here until the draft starts. I'm actually monitoring the draft room right now to see who's logging in, who's still missing. Kyle, you may have to reach out to a few people. Make sure they're up. I'm looking at King's Landing. Looks like Steve Blake Express just about to get on, so we're good there. Dynasty. Well, hopefully he shows up this time. And yeah.
Oh, timeout. Did you guys just see that news? Drew
What's
Holiday
that?
traded. Drew Holiday traded to the Celtics.
Whoa.
Bro,
What?
Bleacher Report. Blazers
Wow.
send Drew Holiday to Boston in exchange for Malcolm Brogdon, Robert Williams, and 2 draft picks. What the
Yo.
what?
Whoa.
Yo, I'm not.
Breaking news
Whoa.
on the pod. Let's
Yo.
go.
Whoa.
Oh,
Dirt cheap. Wait.
chill.
Two.
Look, look,
How
look,
many
look, look.
picks did they get? How many picks they
Look,
get?
not even capping. All right.
Ooh, that's a good deal for Portland.
It
Yeah,
is.
Portland
And
is
for
making
and
good moves.
really and
They,
for and
they,
for the and for Boston. Jeez.
Yo. Oh my God.
That's
All right.
OD.
yo, I love. Ooh, that's gonna be a good
Crazy.
matchup.
Yo,
That
Drew
is
Holiday on the
crazy.
Celtics?
Yo, Speedy is about to go nuts.
I'm such a hater.
They basically traded him
Yo,
for, oh my God, for a bunch of injured dudes and some picks.
Oh man,
Oh,
that's
that's boss.
wow.
crazy.
Yo, Brad Stevens been that dude, man. No
Yo,
lie,
he has
Brad
been.
Stevens is. I'm gonna give. I give Boston. They've been. Yeah, Boston has been like they've been
Wow.
Damn.
incredibly managed.
Damn. So
As
guys,
much
is it still 8 in season?
Oh
it
yeah,
still is,
it still
because
is.
you
Yeah.
don't trust that knee.
Okay,
You don't
talking to
trust
Right.
that knee.
two stockholders of Aiden, but
Right.
uh well that's okay.
This
Um
bias. Oh man.
so yeah,
So
let's just look around the league real quick. Um we'll
so
start with the Sparrows.
is
They're
it
they're
2024? Sorry, is a 2024 Golden State first and a 29 unprotected Boston first is what they sent. Plus Brogdon and
That's
Robert
good.
Williams.
They got
That is
they got they,
that's
they
that's
good.
got
good.
2 picks,
That is
Yeah,
good.
and they got
that's good.
Brogdon. That's a vet to help scoot.
Right.
That. Good
Right.
job.
Agreed,
That is
Good
money.
agreed,
job. Win-win.
agreed.
All right.
Win-win.
Win-win.
Win-win
I
for
like it.
both
Love it.
teams.
Yeah, I love it.
I like it. All right, so Syracuse is going to be on the clock at some point, and I think he's nominating second in this draft. When you look at his team, what do you think he should be focusing on? He's got 3 spots to fill, and yeah, any positions of need that you could see? Any just overall players
Uh,
you think he should target?
Biggs. Biggs. He needs power forward eligibility for one.
Yeah. Give me a name. Give me a name that would fit really nicely. I'm looking at maybe Miles Turner, probably for him.
Yep. Miles will be good. He fits the age of his team as well. Well, not really fits it, but he's closer to the age of his team.
Right.
It will be Miles or KP.
Fair enough.
Or if he really wants to splurge, Cat, but I don't think he's going to be able to get Cat and keep him another year.
Yeah. I mean, he's got $205 to spend on 3 players. I think he's gonna get a big fish. So
Right, but
at least
he's not ready to compete though, right?
I would think
So
so.
getting a player that's
Well,
really expensive.
yeah, and
What's
you're
the
adding
word?
someone. You would be adding someone to Kawhi and then a bunch of other younger guys. So I
Mhm.
mean, but he does have Alperon Şengün, but yeah, maybe someone with a forward eligibility would be nice to have. So I like Cat there as a good pick. Let's move over to the Cranston Dynasty. They've got $55 to spend on 2 players. So we're probably talking lower end guys at this point. Not many of the top names probably going to fall to him. So what do you think they should do here?
This one is you, Killer. Where you at?
This
No?
is Cranston.
Okay.
Cranston. I mean, let me pass on Cranston.
All right.
Let me pass on Cranston.
Okay.
So Cranston, I think
They've
he
got
needs
guard
a
covered.
yeah, yeah, he
They've
got
got guard
guards.
covered,
Yep.
and I think they're okay at wings and forwards. I think it's a big man, right? They just lost Jared Allen
Yep.
to free agency, so maybe a re-sign there, or maybe going for a bigger or another type of big, you know.
Honestly, Jared Allen's it. Jared Allen's the guy that he
Yeah, that
needs.
might fit the price range,
Yeah.
$55.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I
Yep.
like it.
Yeah. He's over
Okay,
here
let's go
just
to Steve
Siakam.
Blake Express. I know Kyle is getting ready for this. He's getting ready. He's an actual participant in this draft, so he's probably getting in the room,
Okay.
getting ready. So let's just
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
we'll wing it.
All right. Let's see. So Steve
Oh,
Blake.
so Steve Blake is gonna be right. Like he's the 5'4" ninja. Um, he's gonna be targeting heavy. Centers or power forwards. I mean,
Mitchell Robinson,
like Mitch. I think
Mhm.
Miles Turner.
Vooch.
Um,
Vooch
probably
might be a nice pick
probably
there for him.
try to bring back Brook. I mean, Derek White maybe still.
I think White, yeah.
Yeah. What about Miles Turner? You think he's a Miles Turner guy? Not big on rebounds, but
Mm,
maybe
yeah,
Gobert. We got Gobert
go
there.
Bear. Go. That's the one. That's the one. Go Bear.
Okay, Gobert. Let's go. Let's pin him down for Gobert.
Yeah.
Miami money men, they've got a lot of work to do. 7 spots to fill, not a lot of money. I believe they've got something. It's definitely under $100. Oh, $99 to be exact. So
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
down to
I
room Giannis.
post
What do you
him.
think?
He's gonna
And
get Din Shitty. Din
yeah.
Shitty.
Well,
We're looking
They
at
got Drew Holiday and Simons on the block. They've got Kessler and Giannis down.
Giannis.
Looks like they need some help on the wing for sure.
Mm.
They need a lot of help, man.
Yeah.
They need a
I
lot
mean,
of help. It's not a team with a lot of chemistry. And so yeah, I'm struggling here. I mean, maybe Kessler's not power forward eligible. I mean, they need another forward too. So I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That's just a lot of players.
All
if
right.
they're not looking
A
for
lot of
value,
players.
then and they're looking to try to see if they can compete, then Wiggins or Middleton would be the pick there.
Okay.
But it's not going to
Wiggins
really help
Wiggins
them.
was just on the team. A little surprised he let him go, but I mean maybe trying to re-sign him on a better deal. We'll see.
Mhm.
All right, Brooklyn. Give us the insider, man. Who's the number one player on your board?
Hold on one second. You guys, what do you guys think I'm after?
Okay,
I'll have to
let
pull
me
up
tell you a
my
little bit
cheat
about
sheet.
you because you've got
All
like
right.
you've got five starting centers and you can't play all of them. Let me backstep a little bit and talk about hypocrisy because
so so Cranston, I think
they've
he
got
needs
guard
a
covered.
yeah, yeah, he
They've
got
got guard
guards. Yep.
covered, and I think they're okay at wings and forwards. I think it's a big man, right? They just lost Jared Allen
Yep.
to free agency, so maybe a re-sign there, or maybe going for a bigger or another type of big, you know.
Hmm. Honestly, Jared Allen's it. Jared Allen's the guy that he
Yeah, that
needs.
might fit the price range,
Yeah.
$55.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I
Yep.
like it.
Yeah, he's over
Okay,
here
let's go to
just
Steve
Siakam.
Blake Express. I know Kyle is getting ready for this. He's getting ready. He's an actual participant in this draft, so he's probably getting in the room,
Okay.
getting ready. So let's just
Yeah, yeah.
we'll wing it.
All right. Let's see. So Steve
Oh,
Blake.
so Steve Blake is gonna be right. Like he's the 5'4" ninja. Um, he's gonna be targeting heavy. Centers or power forwards. I mean,
Mitchell Robinson,
like Mitch. I think
Mhm.
Miles Turner.
Vooch.
Um,
Vooch
probably
might be a nice
probably
pick there for him.
try to bring back Brook. I mean, Derek White maybe still.
I think
Um,
White, yeah.
Yeah. What about Miles Turner? You think he's a Miles Turner guy? Not big on rebounds, but Maybe
Yeah,
Gobert. We got Gobert there.
Gobert. Go. That's the one. That's the one. Gobert.
Okay, Gobert. Let's go. Let's pin him down for Gobert.
Yeah.
Miami money man, they've got a lot of work to do. 7 spots to fill, not a lot of money. I believe they've got something. It's definitely under $100. Oh, $99 to be exact. So
Yeah.
I
Bruno Giannis.
post
What do you
him.
think?
He's gonna
And
get din shitty.
yeah, well,
We're looking
They got
at
Drew Holiday and Simons on the block. They've got Kessler and Giannis down.
Giannis.
Looks like they need some help on the wing for sure.
They need a lot of help, man.
Yeah.
They need a
I
lot
mean,
of help. It's not a team with a lot of chemistry. And so yeah, I'm struggling here. I mean, maybe Kessler's not power forward eligible. I mean, they need another forward too. So I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of players.
All
if
right.
they're not looking
A
for
lot of
value,
players.
and they're looking to try to see if they can compete, then Wiggins or Middleton would be the pick there.
Okay.
But it's not going to
Wiggins
really help
Wiggins
them.
was just on the team. A little surprised he let him go, but I mean maybe trying to re-sign him on a better deal. We'll see.
Mhm.
All right, Brooklyn. Give us the insider, man. Who's the number one player on your board?
Hold on one second. You guys, what do you guys think I'm after?
Okay,
I'll have to
let
pull
me
up
tell you a
my
little bit
cheat
about
sheet.
you because you've got
All
like
right.
you've got 5 starting centers and you can't play all of them. You how you try to play us talking about I got the best center in New York. I don't need no centers, and then you acquired 4 other centers. So
He pulled a okey doke on you, man.
yeah,
The misdirect.
yeah.
Nah, I
So
got one of those an offer you can't refuse, right? Like if somebody gives you free
no.
money,
But all right,
you
all
know,
right. We not even gonna unhash the history. Let's just you need a guard. You need a lead guard, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna say that's probably and you desperately need a power forward. So
nah. We don't need a lead guard. We got Scoot
Scoot and
Henderson, which
Ivy.
is ready day
okay, so
one.
you're betting it all on Scoop. You
Scoot
think he's
Henderson.
ready to go right now?
All
But
right.
just in case Scoot's not ready, we got Jamal Murray, the Blue Arrow. He's ready. Our
Okay.
Jamaican brethren.
And I is Ivy starting? Is Ivy gonna start?
Ivy, we got to see what he's talking about. Like Ivy is a work in progress. Like
All right,
Ivy,
all right.
sometimes he's showing you, the best of him, and other times, it's pretty concerning. So Ivy, yeah.
So as we speak, draft room is filling up. We're still missing King's Landing and the
That's the
Knickerbockers.
last person I gotta hit up is
So
King's
hit
Landing.
up
I text
Cuz.
everybody.
Yeah, I got Cuz. I'm gonna hit him up right now.
All right. Yeah, man. I think you need a guard. Now let's stop beating around the bush, Cal. Who's your top player on your board?
All right. So I know you don't have trust in my guards, but the real hole that I see is I don't have forwards, like right,
Yeah, definitely.
especially
Yeah.
that last trade, right? And so I
Yeah.
need somebody specifically that's got power forward eligibility and then forward eligibility.
So are we
So my
looking at
top,
Cat.
Cat?
so yes, Cat was my original plan, like, but I think I'm unfortunately priced out of Cat. But I'll take Cat for what, $87, I think is my max bet, was Yahoo telling me.
Yeah.
88 is my max bet. So I will take Cat at $88. So Cat will at least go for $88. If
Mhm.
I can't get Cat, um, next guy is Jimmy Butler. I know, I said I have Jimmy Butler ranked higher, but for my team builds, Karl Anthony Towns is a little bit better. Although this was done with thinking Damian Lillard was going to come to Miami Heat, so maybe I'm a little bit more lower as far as from a stat perspective. And then I've
Okay.
got Porzingis. Porzingis I'm targeting, Chris Middleton, and then my top targets after those forwards are gone are Paul Reed and Andrew Wiggins, and then After that, it was going to be Draymond Green, but Draymond Green with the latest news, I'm all set. I'm all good. And then I started to really think about the whole thing with him and Poole and how the news broke up of why he like punch Poole, and I'm just like, I just don't want nothing to do with Draymond. Draymond is too much drama.
All right.
Um,
Fair enough. We got some seconds winding down. Looks like we've got everyone in the draft room. We're about to switch gears to the draft room now. Sorry we didn't get to go over some of the other teams, but as Cam may say, it is what it is. And
It is what it is.